Okay, folks, here we go. 800-282-2882 if you want to be on the Rush Limbaugh program. We're starting in Fort Mill, South Carolina. This is Bill, and I'm glad you called, sir. Hi. Well, he hung up. You just took him off the board. Yeah, so this is the guy, folks, he was going to tell me that my refusal to support Akin equals the libification of Rush Limbaugh. We're going to put that call up first. We did put that call up first. And I went there and snurdly took it off the board right as I went to the phones, which means the guy hung up, which means snurdly knew he hung up before I said we're going to go get the guy. So snurdly leaves me hanging out there. When he knows the guy's not there, I still went and tried to get him. This guy was going to say that this is it. I'm done now. I have become a lib. They've gotten to me. The libs have finally gotten to me. The establishment got to me. Since I don't support Akin, I have become libified. But he's not there to discuss it, so we move on. Croton-on-Hudson in New York. I have spent many a Saturday afternoon at Croton-on-Hudson. It is a gorgeous place. Saturday afternoon water volleyball games at Roger Ailes' place. Way, way back in the early 90s. Here's BJ. Great to have you on the program. Hi.
Hi, very nice to be here, Rush. I wanted to let you know that I am a feminist for life. I'm a single woman, and I am going to contradict you on your thinking as well as what the media said. The thing is, what this gentleman said was about the body shutting down and so forth. There is some. You can use this as a footnote. It comes from the Alan Guttmacher Institute. They had a publication back in 1970 which talked about rape victims, their bodies shutting down. So that would be an excellent footnote, because Alan Guttmacher is a very important arm of Planned Parenthood.
Yes, that's
they can throw it right back in their face, as this is exactly what was from one of their own operations. The other thing, which I first heard
can I ask you a question first?
Yes.
What is a feminist for life?
Well, I think one way of looking at us is we're kind of the double agent in the feminism world. In other words, when you usually think of feminism, you think of people who are pro-abortion, and they have even manicured the word so it's pro-choice.
Right. Male lesbians.
Yeah, and what it does is it kind of takes away that whole sense of abortion. When you say, "Oh, I'm pro-choice," you can't leave it at that. You have to say pro-choice for abortion, because otherwise you really leave the monster masked.
You know, I've tried this over the course of many years. I used to say on this program I was pro-choice, and I choose life. And the feminists would call, the Democrats would call outraged. And I said, just proving my point. You're proving pro-choice doesn't mean choice at all. You are mandating that people be pro-abortion. That's what pro-choice means. That was the point I was trying to make to them. That's what you're saying, essentially.
Yeah. But in addition to that, when I first heard, all I heard from the liberal press was legitimate rape, and nothing else. And when I went to try to get the entire transcript of what, I couldn't find it, or it was very difficult. So when they said legitimate rape, I said, what is this guy talking about? And then what came to mind was what happened in the case of Tawana Brawley and that poor assistant DA up in Dutchess County. There was a case of a woman who said this man raped her, besmirched his entire reputation. The poor guy, I don't know what he's doing now. When it was found out it was no rape at all, but that, she was having sex with her boyfriend, and I guess she was afraid of what her family was going to say.
I don't think that's what Congressman Akin meant.
No, of course it isn't. But my point
then why bring it up?
Because that is what the news people were trying to get across when they would say, when all they said was Akin and legitimate abortion. I said, what planet is this guy from? And then I thought to myself, well, go ahead and look at, this is a case where there was no rape at all.
Let me short circuit this, because I know exactly what Congressman Akin was trying to say. There are people who don't believe in a rape exception because they don't believe it's ever the baby's fault. To them, the baby is the essence of innocence. It is guilty of nothing, no matter what else. Doesn't matter. And they believe, to be consistent, if they're pro-life and it's based on life is first and foremost above all other issues, and that the baby is the essence of innocence, then there is no way at any time you take the life of the baby. There's no... Now, you have to be very articulate to explain this to people, and he isn't. And that's where this legitimate rape, illegitimate rape came from. All he was trying to say was, I know it. He was just trying to say, it's not the baby's fault. Why? How can we kill a baby? It's never the baby's fault. That's all he would have had to say. But he wanted to try to dress it up and stepped in it.